cold and frosty morning outside, but I'm delighted to tell you today we have got a professional camera person today, so expect a really good quality of recording. Anyway, where was I? Yes, three-stage equations. These are equations with brackets in them, often very complicated. So we need to do a skill first of all, and that is about multiplying out brackets. Let's do a recap. If I've got a bracket of 3 lots of 4y minus 2, what I've got to do is I've got to multiply all of the numbers that are in, or the elements that are inside the bracket, by that number outside of it. So in other words, I've got to multiply the 4y by 3 as my first stage. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make that red 4 now becomes a red 12, because 3 4s are 12y. And then we've got to focus on the minus 2 bit. So let's focus on the minus 2 there. So now I've got to multiply the minus 2 by 3. So that now becomes a minus 6. So multiplying that bracket out gives us 12y minus 6. Let's do another one on the skill base. I'll get on my knees for you as ever. So we've got 5m plus 6. Now we haven't got a red number here. That means we normally have no numbers in front of an m if it's a 1. Okay, so that means 1m. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace that with a 5 there, because when we multiply that out, the 1 becomes a 5, which we now do see, so we've got to include it. And then in the same way, we've now going to multiply the 5 by the plus 6, and that is going to give us a plus 30. Okay, so we've got 5m plus 30 taking us forward there. So that's our skill. Let's now apply the skill into 3 stages of when we're doing a bracket sum. So the first stage is going to be the 1, 2, 3 order. First of all, we're going to be dealing with our brackets. Then we're going to be dealing with a plus or a minus in the sum. And then finally, to solve the equation, the third stage, we're going to be seeing whether there's a times or a divide. So let's deal with the brackets first of all. What we're going to be putting in our circle today for brackets, we're just going to put the letter B, because you've guessed it. What does B stand for? Brackets. Good. So let's go with our first stage. Using our skill, we are going to have an 8 here, because 4 2's make 8, and an x, and then we're going to attack the 4 times a plus 1, so 4 1s are plus 4. That's the only stage we're going to do, and we set that equal. The 28 doesn't change because we're not playing with that one at the moment. Okay, we've got 8x plus 4 is equal to 28. So now it's back to the stuff we were doing previously. We've got a plus 4 here. We've got to get rid of that plus 4 with an inverse, so opposite to plus 4 means a minus 4. So minus 4 on both sides. That just leaves us then with the 8x equals 28. We're almost home and dry now. So we've now got to divide. Sorry, I've made another deliberate mistake for you. I've got to take the 4 away from the 28, so that gives me a 24. So now we have 8x equals 24. So how many 8's go into 24? We've got to divide by 8. We've got to divide by 8 on both sides here. The reason being, remember, 8x means 8 times x. We've got to do opposites, inverses, and that gives us x equals 3. So that's our solution fish, as x equals 3. Let's just do one more, so it can sink in. So one more here. Here we've got 5x minus 6. So in our blue circle, our stage 1, we put a B for brackets. Next bit, we've got to multiply out our brackets. We've got to apply this B stage here. That will then give us 5. Now I'm going to write the 5 in red, because remember, we've got an imaginary 1 there, haven't we? We never see the 1, so we put the imaginary 1 in there as a 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Take away 6, so 5 6's are 30, so that becomes a minus 30 in green. And that is equal, remember we leave this 15 alone at the moment, equals 15. Next stage, onto our green stage, our plus minus stage. We have a minus sign this time, so the opposite of minus is plus. We've got to do a plus 30, and a plus 30 on both sides there. So that gives us a 5 with the x, and that's equal to 30 plus 15, so we've got to add the 30 onto the 15 here to give us 45. Let's do it. We can throw the green pen away now. Let's make a 45 there. In fact, we can get rid of a couple of others. I can actually get rid of the blue pen and I can get rid of the brown pen. Makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? Okay, finally then, we've got to divide by 5 here, and we will have an x, and that will be equal to, how many 5s make 45? The answer is 9. So we've got x equals 9 as our solution for that one. Okay, so that is how we do three-stage equations.